Breaking news alert. Police say one person is in critical condition after a crash at Austin Peay Highway and Yale. This is not far from the old Raleigh Springs Mall location.
From this video just into the newsroom within the last 10 minutes, you can see an SUV appears to have crashed into that large tanker head on. Police say traffic is also backed up in the area due to a downed traffic light.
Updating breaking news now. The city of Memphis will pay $587,000 in a wrongful death settlement to the family of Stephen Askew, a 24-year-old killed by Memphis police back in 2013. It is a rare type of disclosure from the city.
WMC Action News 5's Janice Broach is live with what that means tonight. Janice?
Well, the terms of the almost $600,000 settlement are outlined in this court document. Now, that includes attorney fees, leaving Stephen Askew's family $400,000. Now, an attorney representing the family told me, quote, "The family is pleased the matter has been resolved."
My wife, she's been tore up. I've had sleepless nights. We've had sleepless nights. If you don't know, it's the worst thing you will ever go through in your life is to bury a child.
As Sterling Askew talked during a 2014 news conference, tears fell down his wife's face. The parents of 24-year-old Stephen Askew are not talking now after settling with the city of Memphis a wrongful death federal lawsuit for the 2013 shooting death by police of their son. The family of Stephen Askew was awarded $587,000 in the settlement, but has a confidentiality clause preventing anyone from commenting.
Well, they ordinarily wouldn't settle if they didn't think that there was any chance of losing if it went to trial.
The shooting by Memphis police officers Matthew Dias and Ned Oftencamp were ruled justifiable, and the two officers are still employed with the police department. The officers shot at Askew 22 times, hitting him 9 times as he sat in his car at an East Memphis apartment complex waiting for his girlfriend. The officers said in conflicting statements Askew grabbed his gun, a gun for which he had a permit.
Black or white, green or yellow, yeah, it's yours, you know. Wrong is wrong, either way you look at it.
Now, the Askew family originally asked for $3 million. Now, since the amount of the settlement was disclosed, but there is that confidentiality agreement, there is something that was agreed upon that is not being disclosed. Live downtown, Janice Broach, WMC Action News 5.
An Ole Miss student under investigation tonight for lynching threats made on social media, all in conjunction with the unrest in North Carolina over the deadly officer-involved shooting. And as WMC Action News 5's Chris Luther reports, it sparked a powerful conversation that he captured on camera.
This is the comment everyone is talking about. It was posted by Ole Miss student Jordan Sampson, commenting on a video of the Charlotte protests. Sampson wrote, "I have a tree with enough room for all of them if you want to settle this Wild West style," in reference to lynching. Friday afternoon, dozens of students protested that comment.
Both sides have to reach out to each other.
This man, Andrew Soper, was in the middle of all of it. He made the original post that Sampson then commented on.
I want to make known that that's not who I am.
Change! Please, stop it, stop it. Thank you for somebody else who don't want to hear that. Woo!
These students you see behind me here on the Ole Miss campus say they're fed up. They're holding a sit-in right now in front of the chancellor's office, protesting the fact that he hasn't expelled a student who they say posted a racist comment on Facebook. Later in the evening, Chancellor Vitters issued this statement, quote, "To be clear, we condemn the recent social media post by one of our students that referenced lynching. In light of our country's history, that comment can only be seen as racist, offensive, and hurtful, especially to members of our African American community. I appreciate the willingness of the student leaders to meet with me and continue the dialogue. Together, we are committed to moving beyond words toward action, harnessing the transformative power of education to realize the ideals of our creed."
I need to actively engage more with every aspect of walking the community. And I haven't really done a good job in that.
We can't talk past each other. We have to talk to each other, and that's what this is right now. And I think that's really impactful, because if you're talking past each other all day, every day, then no one hears anything.
In Oxford, Chris Luther, WMC Action News 5.
And here now a live shot from Charlotte, North Carolina. Tonight marks the 4th straight night of protests. So far, things have remained peaceful. News Sense 6, the mayor, Jennifer Roberts, is asking for a speedy investigation into the deadly police shooting of Keith Scott. Today, video showing a glimpse into what led up to the shooting, recorded by Scott's wife, was released. Mayor Roberts called the video inconclusive and had this to say of the police video.
I have asked to have that released, and I understand that it is not a complete picture, and that is why I've also urged the state to complete its investigation as soon as possible. A lot of people are waiting. It is hard to have to wait. It is hard to see so many different views about something we don't have the full story on.
There is growing pressure for the police chief to release the department's footage, but so far the chief says that's something he will not do. Tonight here in Memphis, a number of peaceful protests were held across the city. Down Poplar Avenue, you could see one united message. WMC Action News 5's Felicia Bolton joins us live now with what they're hoping Memphis can show the rest of the nation. Felicia?
Social activists, organizers, and local preachers joined forces today to take a stand against violence in our city. They say Black lives do matter, and the best way to promote it is through peace. Memphians united to protest for peace down the intersections on Poplar Avenue Friday. Through signs, banners, and chants, they showed their support for the national movement, Campaign Nonviolence.
If there is a violent action in the city, we hope that our initiative would help create a spirit of nonviolence when the action occurs.
As riots continue in North Carolina, following the fatal shooting of Keith Scott by a police officer, this group believes there is a better way to push for justice.
The police brutality, if you see what's going on in North Carolina, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the violence leads to violence. So we're trying to promote love, peace, and harmony.
They hope their protest sets an example for others, and within minutes, their message was heard.
And it touched my heart on Poplar and North Parkway, where the whites were saying Black Lives Matter. Somebody's waking up.
Terrence Boyce is a member of the Big Seven. They too chose Friday to pray and protest for peace. It's a movement happening in this city and nationwide.
We don't want to be exempt from the law. We just don't want to be killed innocent.
Well, the Nonviolence Campaign's protest ended at this church behind me, where they reflected on ways to better the city. They emphasized that you too can stand up for justice in a peaceful way. Reporting live in Midtown, Felicia Bolton, WMC Action News 5.
New at 10, a Memphis teenager has been indicted for murder. According to the Shelby County DA's office, in January, 17-year-old Rodriguez Adams shot into a car full of people in Raleigh, killing another teen, also just 17 years old, Antoine Bell. Investigators say 2 others were injured in the shooting. The case is now being handled by the Gang Prosecution Unit, trained to handle violent crimes associated with gang activity.
It's an image hard to take. 7 caskets side by side. Today, a father and son were left to bury a mother and a family full of children following a South Memphis house fire.
Keep watching over us, my angels. We love you.
At today's funeral for 6 of the children from the Jett family between ages 3 and 17 were remembered for their bright smiles and big dreams.
And we find ourselves as teachers, we oftentimes, again, are told that we're supposed to have the answers. And we don't.
During today's services, we learned 9-year-old Cameron's organ donation helped save the life of a veteran, a retired Marine. The man received a kidney after being on dialysis for 8 years. The child was 8 years old.
Tonight, the community came together to raise money for those 10 lives lost in last week's fire. WMC Action News 5's Justin Jaggers explains the powerful, that one common thread connecting this group.
One of the things that connects people most naturally is music.
15 local artists have joined together for Music is Healing at Memphis Slim House. Moved by the lives lost in the Severson Avenue fire September 12th, the concert not only benefits the families, but is also a celebration of life.
As an artist, I really wanted to be a part of it, to just extend my sympathy.
It feels really good in my soul
and it's good for my aura.
Artists ranging from hip-hop to R&B, gospel to spoken word, all to benefit the community.
And it's good to be able to be one of the organizers and the coordinators of this event, just to know people that you can call and, come together for such, horrific moment,
Just knowing the magnitude of what they lost, we want to make sure that they're taken care of for as long as they can be.
Reporting in Memphis, Justin Jaggers, WMC Action News 5.
And funerals for other family members and a caretaker who were killed in the house fire are set for tomorrow. The service for Lakeisha Ward and her son Alonzo will be held tomorrow at New Salem Baptist Church. Carol Collier will be remembered tomorrow as well at Greater Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church.
It's a mild night in the Mid-South, but temperatures vary in the area from 80 degrees in Olive Branch to 72 in Oxford. We'll take a look at temperatures all across the area. Tell you about a little more heat coming your way, but some cooler weather for all. Your first alert forecast just ahead. Plus,
caught clowning around, the charge this Mid-South man faces after police arrested him still in disguise. Plus, student athletes bringing in millions for the teams on their jerseys.
I think it's fun to get caught up in some of the numbers and say you have the biggest this or the biggest that.
Tonight, an investigation into SEC cash flow, the top places the Rebels and Bulldogs are investing, and how it expands beyond campus.
Thanks for watching WMC Action News 5 at 10, the #1 10 p.m. newscast in the Mid-South.
Caught clowning around in Clarksdale. Check out this picture. A man dressed as a clown was arrested Thursday. This follows a national trend of creepy clowns scaring children and adults. Police say the man had on face paint and a bandana. Investigators say the man was not a threat, but did charge him with disturbing the peace. Wednesday, a school in Coahoma County, the same county as Clarksdale, went on lockdown after parents talked about seeing a clown. New tonight, exclusive surveillance video from NBC that appears to show the suspect in the New York bombing case leaving a suitcase holding a pressure cooker on New York City Street. That's on New York Street, rather. Now, in the video, the suspect, Ahmad Rahami, leaves the device on the sidewalk and walks away, as you can see. Later, two men open the suitcase, leaving the bomb on the street, and dozens walk by, one man even kicking it before police are called to check it out.
SEC schools, including Ole Miss and Mississippi State, brought in more than $1.6 billion in 2014. That's according to USA Today. And you might be wondering where all that money ends up. Whether you watch the Rebels on ESPN or the Bulldogs at Davis Wade, you're taking part in a billion-dollar industry pumping even more money into these athletics programs. How much? More than $38 million each to Mississippi State and Ole Miss, all coming from the SEC because of added revenue from the SEC network.
We believe that this incremental revenue through the SEC allows us to be on equal playing field, allows us to do everything that everyone else is doing.
That infusion of cash made Ole Miss's athletics budget cross the $100 million mark for the first time ever. Athletic Director Ross Bjork says it goes beyond that.
Every metric in terms of revenue here at Ole Miss that we can control has doubled, tripled, quadrupled.
Same goes for the Rebels' in-state rival, Mississippi State University.
We generate all of our own revenue, so SEC Network and all these other sources is really critical to what we're doing.
So where does that money go? In MSU's case, more than $10 million goes towards scholarships for student athletes. For Ole Miss, that number's around $11 million. The impact can also be felt in the places these universities call home on game day. Cities like Oxford swell to 4, even 5 times their normal size.
Approximately $13 million is spent in the community that wouldn't be spent if there wasn't a ball game.
Starkville Mayor Parker Wiseman says that money's allowed them to complete things faster, like better roads and a new city hall.
We very much coattail their success. You can't buy it. We couldn't afford to buy it. It's just fantastic.
Now, some SEC schools, including LSU, have taken profit from their athletics department and put them back into academics. Mississippi State and Ole Miss say their profits went back into reserves and the athletics experience.
2 local high schools are turning up the competition, all for a good cause. Houston High School and Collierville High are raising money for St. Jude in honor of Allie Allen, a Houston student battling brain cancer. The schools have already raised almost $5,000. The schools plan to make a check presentation to St. Jude at next week's game. And tomorrow, you can be part of the St. Jude Walk and Run to End Childhood Cancer. The run starts and finishes on the St. Jude campus. Registration opens tomorrow at 6 a.m. with the opening ceremonies starting at 8:30.
Let's take a look at what we're doing at this very moment here in the city of Memphis. Look at this, 80 degrees. Feels like it's 82. Yeah, it's a little muggy this evening. We've seen a southerly flow during the day. Wind's calm right now, but it's added a little more moisture into the atmosphere. 64% humidity. Dew point right now up to 67 degrees. Good visibility, though. Barometer steady at 30.01 inches of mercury. Now, we're going to fall to 73. We'll have a partly cloudy, warm night tonight. Light southeast wind at about 5 miles per hour. That's 73. Just about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. Typically, we're in the lower 60s. By the way, St. Jude Walk Run tomorrow, 77 at 8 a.m. as registration begins. The walk at 9 should be about 82, nice and sunny. Bring a little sunscreen with you. By 10 a.m., 86. So gradually warming up, but off to a pretty good start as we get into the morning. Now, here's what we're tracking. Hot. Yeah, there's more heat coming your way this weekend. And then there's a chance for rain next week. Not a great chance, but a chance. Then finally feeling like fall here in the Mid-South. Tomorrow won't feel like fall at all, but hey, it's not going to stop a great party. We've got the Block Party for Peace tomorrow. 10 o'clock should be about 86. We're looking at 91 at noon, 92 at 3 and at 5, and 87 degrees by 7 o'clock. So warm day, but dry. So check it out, the Ed Rice Community Center. 94 the high tomorrow. With a partly cloudy sky, it is fall, right? It just doesn't feel like it yet. Tigers play tomorrow night. It's fall, and that means football. 87 for the kickoff at 7 o'clock against Bowling Green. Should be about 85 at halftime, 84 as we get into the fourth quarter. So a little muggy, but temperatures tolerable. Right now, we're looking at temperatures mid and upper 70s to near 80 across the area. Nothing in the way of precipitation. As a matter of fact, our rain chances for the next 5 days slim. 5% as we get into Saturday, 10% on Sunday, 20% Monday, and about a 30% chance for Tuesday and Wednesday. But we start to see cooler air moving into the area. We're going to hit 93 on Sunday, so a warm weekend. Monday, partly to mostly cloudy, 88 the high, slight chance for a shower. 30% probability Tuesday and Wednesday, 83 Tuesday, 82 on Wednesday. Those numbers could even be a little cooler as I'm looking at some new data indicating some areas in the 70s. We'll be at 80 Thursday, 82 on Friday. Good looking pattern next week. More WMC Action News 5 at 10 right after this.